In this episode, I'm going to talk about time. There's nothing really more important than our time. Let's talk about how we can be effective with it. Time management is a skill that all of us need to learn, that I myself am working hard to try and learn better. I believe it's extremely valuable to take the time to design some systems in our lives to be more efficient with our time. It drives me nuts when I'm doing something and the task takes longer than I expected. But then I get thinking, it's really funny. Like I'm a little OCD that way. I was trying to hang this curtain for my show here today. I've got these hooks that goes on, and the hook kept turning. And I'm just like, oh man, like get on there, right? The whole point of building it that way was so I could do it in a second. It's not supposed to take me a minute to figure out, right? And that's fine. I just need to put that hook in there better so it doesn't turn. But then I get thinking to myself, sometimes I sleep in and I don't feel as concerned about the time bleeding away when I do that. Self-care is important. Sometimes it's important to sleep in. I work pretty hard some of the time, and it's good to catch up on a little rest too. But if we make a plan, we can be really efficient with our time. We all know that there's amazing health benefits to going to bed at a certain time and getting up at a certain time. And the kind of plans I'm talking about is refined as like a morning routine. Like I get up, I go to the washroom, and I brush my teeth, and I try to not be in a state where I'm sort of zombieing around a little bit and it takes me 5 minutes to do those things when it really could happen in a minute, right? And that seems like, maybe that seems extreme to some of you, but by refining little things like that, we can take back control of our time and be efficient. I've made myself some lists where I'm going to do this and this and this and this today, almost down to, the half-hour blocks of time. And what I sometimes have done is when I run a system like that I design, I get a whole lot done. I do really well. I get a bunch of projects done and I'm really happy with the work. And I also burn myself out after 3 or 4 days. So the key is I think the key is to make a system, follow that system, and then see where the system breaks. But you can only see where the systems you design for yourself break if you follow them religiously. I'm going to grab one off the wall here and show you one that I did. This is one I designed for myself a while back, and I'm going to do a new system going into the new year. But I have here a wake-up routine, and that includes breathing exercises, fill and prep my water for the day, yoga, and a cold shower thing. That's all Wim Hof stuff. Now, the plan for this was for that morning routine to take about an hour. And myself personally, my mind isn't firing on every cylinder first thing in the morning. I do a little better in the afternoon or the evening. So it's when I'm in those more lucid states and my mind is working a little better that I design these routines for myself. Basically, what you're doing is the process of taking care of yourself, designing a process like you're a human being worth taking care of, because no one's going to take care of you but you. So we need to do this. I had also on here, I've got a work schedule, because I was just busy in a work routine, and the amount of time that I want to allocate for that. And then I have a home routine, a routine for when I got home, eat something healthy, clean anything that needs cleaning, and a fast shower. And then I've got here the stuff of life, all the things I enjoy doing, animation, comedy writing, a few other things, and time worked out to do those things. And then I have a bedtime routine, a 1-hour bedtime routine on this. It doesn't sound like much, but this thing was designed pretty strictly, and it worked amazingly for about a week before I burned myself out. Now I'm building some routines that have little chunks of time in between and kind of being a bit gentle on myself as well. So I can bring 1 or 2 life-changing alterations into my routines and get good at those before I bring in too many. Be gentle on yourself too, just as human beings growing. We're allowed to live life a couple steps forward and 1 step back. Again, I've said this a lot of times, it's not linear. It kind of, and that's fine. So time management is huge. The moral of the story, take the time to think through and design some simple systems that work for you in your life to save you time consistently. And that time spent will earn you time back. There's nothing more valuable in our lives than time. Careful what you do with yours and careful who you give yours to. Have a nice day, everybody.